Am I wrong, or is she just petty? My girlfriend, Claire, 24, and I, 25, have been in a relationship for 2 years. We were like puzzle pieces, fitting together perfectly. She brought light into my life with her laughter and warmth. As for me, I was just someone who found happiness in her love. Claire and I were inseparable, like two peas in a pod. But over time, small cracks started to form in our relationship. What once were tiny disagreements over trivial matters began to snowball into bigger arguments. It seemed like we couldn't see eye to eye on anything anymore. One example of this was about how we spent our weekends. I loved exploring the city, trying out new cafes and visiting art galleries, while Claire preferred quiet nights in, watching movies or reading books. At first, it was just a matter of compromise. We'd alternate between our preferences. But as time went on, it became a point of contention. I'd feel disappointed when Claire didn't share my enthusiasm for going out, and she'd feel pressured to join me even when she didn't want to. Instead of discussing our feelings openly, we'd let resentment build up until it exploded into a heated argument. We both struggled to communicate our needs and desires effectively, and it felt like we were constantly talking past each other, rather than truly understanding one another's perspective. You could say communication was our biggest challenge. We'd talk in circles, neither of us truly listening to what the other had to say. Instead of finding common ground, our conversations often ended in frustration and hurt feelings. It felt like we were speaking different languages, unable to bridge the growing divide between us. And then came that one evening, sitting across from each other in a cozy bistro. Claire's eyes were filled with tears as she confessed that she didn't feel the same way about us anymore. I felt a wave of shock and sadness wash over me as her words sank in. It was as if the ground had been pulled from beneath my feet. We tried to talk things out, but the gap between us seemed too wide to bridge. Eventually, we both realized that it was best to go our separate ways. The breakup wasn't dramatic or loud. It was quiet and somber, filled with unspoken regrets and unshed tears. We parted ways that night with a heavy heart, knowing that our love story had reached its end.